at pre-conference school visit.
The team of Ecdf visited ICSN in Thailand, and this is a preschool with a high school section, and they have got till up to 12th. And the visit was so wonderful because this is a pre-conference visit, and yet the co-members of Ecdf got to see a lot about how the school works, the pedagogy, how they encourage students to do well, excel, the way in which they teach, how innovatively they have come up with the school infrastructure, the food that the school serves, and it's a wonderful combination of learning by doing, experiential learning, STEAM education, and the visit was a very successful one. Ecdf's Global Educators Conference and Awards 2023 held in association with ICSN in Thailand. The pre-conference interactions. The host of the day, Simran Balani, talks about the vision of this conference. Dr. Vasavi Acharya shares about Ecdf's vision and mission and what the NGO does. Janvi Mon, the owner of ICSN, talks about the best practices of her institution. She's also awarded on that day. Coming to the second leg of the conference, this was a workshop done by Dr. Iman Al Amin. She's the academic head, Crescent International School, Bangkok. And the workshop was on the topic active learning in classroom and at home, the no homework versus homework approach. So there were a lot of interactions and a lot of activities that the educators did in terms of, creating activities which were very with good outcomes, learning outcomes, and they shared their experiences. Then a session was followed where Usha Venkatraman talked about jungle chat, birds and animals in Indian children's narrative, and it was followed by the keynote address by Dr. Edward Roy Krishnan. He is a visionary education leader and the founder and director general at the EIU Paris. Coming to the next leg of the conference, this was a session by Simran Balani on the topic Sisu Box, Finish Education in a Box, and this was followed by a session by Amrit Nagpal called Neurons to Cortex, Understanding Brain Science in Early Years. And then we all broke for lunch, a sumptuous lunch, and this was followed by a session by Dr. Vasavi Acharya where she talked about her pedagogy, Peaceful Humans, early childhood peace pedagogy, which will enable children to learn peace skills, peace building skills right from the early years, so that tomorrow the world becomes a much, much better place to live in. Post lunch, there was a photo session with all the speakers and attendees, and this was followed by a panel session on the topic using technology to enhance traditional classroom instructions. The session was moderated by Dr. Vasavi Acharya. The panelists were Dr. Mayuri Datta, Mr. Michael, Ms. Anne, and Ms. Tamanna Rahman. There were a lot of interactions during these sessions, which had a lot of takeaways for the audience, and all the panelists were felicitated after the session. This was followed by a session by Rosemary Gestoppa, an educator of ICSN, on the topic Little Tinkers to Thinkers, fostering the maker mindset in the early grades.